I love how shit is just going down, everything is getting chaotic, and Usopp is just a comedic relief from the get-go. What was that flying duck that came from the sky? I'm not gonna lie, that shit had me laughing my ass off. So once again, another Tontada-centric chapter. We got a little bit of the tournament to see what's going on over there, because it kind of linked with the Toy Soldier and the Tontadas. But for the most part, another one of those chapters. But at the same time, this one was definitely more important than last week and gave us more info and progressed things a little bit further. Curious as to why Oda is holding off on showing us the Luffy, Zoro, and Pica situation. Now, the whole thing with Treble and his slime, pretty much that his slime is pretty like a bomb, and it like can explode once it goes off. So like if he covers you in all that mucus and that slime, which is absolutely disgusting, then he could pretty much make you like go off and explode. And I'm curious as to why Leo didn't completely just get obliterated, this little guy with a giant explosion. But at the end of the day, hell. And a lot of this chapter definitely once again had to do with the Toy Soldier, his connection with his daughter Rebecca, and just what he's fighting for and everything he stands for. And we got him going up against Lao G, which at the end of the day, you gotta look at it like, this is a one-legged toy going up against one of the Don Quixote Doflamingo family members. So, yeah, he has one hell of a fight on his hands. I don't even know at this point how he's even trying to keep up, even though he is getting somewhat his ass handed to him against Lao G. But, goddamn, that just goes to show who he was in his other life was one kick-ass motherfucker. And if you look at it, when they were having their conversation, Rebecca and the Toy Soldier, even though she didn't even know that that was her father necessarily, and she did say, "You're not my parent," and whatnot, it almost felt as though it was a daughter rebelling against her father, because she's pretty much like, "Oh, but I want to do this and you don't understand." And he's like, "Yo, you're 16, you're gonna listen to me." And it almost felt as though, without her knowing it, is like a typical father-daughter relationship, and just her trying to disobey and rebel against her father. So I like the dynamics of that. While not necessarily knowing, they still have some sort of weird warped relationship that is similar to it. And then Diamante, I'm definitely saying that like maybe Senor Pink and some of the other ones might not be as bad as some of these guys, but Diamante, cruel motherfucker. Like, while he just cracks Rebecca's helmet, which that was Rebecca's own fault, because she made a huge mistake. If it was the normal Rebecca, like even the announcer said, she wouldn't even have gone for the attack. She just waits to see what's going to go down, which is a lot smarter. But right now, her emotions is kicking in. And, well, with women, a lot of the times that will happen. No offense to my ladies out there. And Diamante took advantage. I mean, at the end of the day, is he just going to let her win? No. So he had to go for what it was. But he was just rotten, telling her, "Oh, yeah, let me tell you about your mother's death and the Toy Soldier and how pathetic it was." And I was just like, you're a fucking asshole. But it also adds to his villainous ways and just how fucked up the Don Quixote are, because like, why would you do that after cracking her helmet off her head? And we also get a little bit, in a way, the values of Sabo and just what type of person he is, because he tells Bartolomeo, protect that girl, we need to protect her, which he kind of reminded me of Luffy in a way, because he called him something like Muscle Man or some shit there, and I was just like, yeah, you're totally like your brother, if he is indeed him. Oda, don't troll us. And I mean, he seems to be a good person. I mean, he's telling somebody to protect the girl. He probably should have jumped in himself, but I'm guessing he's setting up some sort of strategy or some, some sort of plan. And the biggest bombshell of this chapter and the biggest info we got was definitely regarding the Toy Soldier, how he's the only one that didn't have a contract, and it all made sense, because if you look close with the Tontadas, you pretty much have them that they're super naive. Anything you tell them, they're gonna listen and say, "Oh, okay, that makes sense," regardless of what their particular ideals are. And it took something to change the Tontadas, and that something is the Toy Soldier. He was the one that went in there and told them, "Yo, what they're doing is wrong. Yeah, basically are slaves. We gotta change shit around." And also how he's the only one that was fighting against the government even early on in Dressrosa. You see him running from them and everything, and that just adds, because there was no contract. Sugar just messed up, or maybe Sugar didn't know at that point that she needed to do a contract. And I'm guessing the contract isn't necessary to erase people's memories. As soon as they get turned into a toy, the memories get erased. That's why Rebecca, or pretty much nobody, remembers Kyros, which we find out that the Toy Soldier is actually Kyros, that statue, which pretty fucking epic, and it totally also adds up. I feel as though one of the things that this chapter did is it definitely connected pieces together and made things make more sense. Like, how was this Toy Soldier, one-legged toy, fighting against Lao G? Yeah, because he was a fucking big deal when he was a human. Overall, a lot of useful information in this one, progressing slowly. I wish the tournament would progress a little bit faster. Also, I would like to see, what's going on with Pica, because we just get to hear from Lao G that, there's quakes going on. What the hell's going on over there? So, wish we would have got a little bit more of that, but definitely I felt the feels that you get from this chapter with the Rebecca stuff with her father, and finding out that the Toy toy soldier was originally Kyros, which makes so much sense. And I'm just curious to see what type of power he has when he eventually gets reverted. If they can take down Sugar and he could, revert back to his human form, what type of power he has, because they're betting all their chips on him. He's the one that can take out Doflamingo. So, like, is he on some sort of admiral level type of stuff? Because remember, he won 3,000 battles. 3,000 of them, so he must have had one hell of a time. So I'm just curious as to what type of power he can, pretty much muster once he does get reverted, if he does get reverted, which I'm imagining so. And it also, at the same time, this chapter, I feel as though if you look deeper into it, it's kind of like a father and daughter relationship, because even her ideals and how she is being a warrior gladiator is passed down from her father without her even knowing it. Her suiting up, wearing the armor and everything, just like her father. And as a whole, very useful chapter, a lot of good information, which we would have progressed in certain areas, such as the tournament. We got, a little bit of, okay, Rebecca's down. That was like one hit. And also, I wish the Pica stuff would have been addressed as well, a little bit more of what's going on with Luffy and Zoro. Like, I want to see Zoro own some shit, please. And thank you. But as a whole, a good chapter nonetheless. I'm going to give this one 7.5 out of 10. Some good progression with some very big info, which a lot of people were calling for the most part that Kyros was, her father, Rebecca's father. So, for the most part, it wasn't like this shocking thing or anything. I heard this theory for a while now, and it kind of made sense. Like, how her grandfather was this one, and then Kyros and everything, and her looking up to Kyros, the statue. So, it kind of all meshed well, and I just really like how Oda made things make a lot of sense, how the Tontadas were able to get this morale to rise up against the Don Quixote family, and how he's going up against Lao G, even though he's a toy soldier. A lot of shit, working very well. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, what do you think is the strength that Kyros has when he goes back into his human form? Would he be able to, fight on admiral level? They're counting on him to fight Doflamingo, so I'd imagine he's somewhere up there. And did he get them feels with Rebecca and her father in them little flashbacks? So them shits can really, kick in when you get them. And your overall thoughts of the chapter, did you enjoy it? For the most part, I enjoyed this chapter, and I felt the feels, especially with the whole Rebecca and her father situation, and just feeling bad that she got fucked up by Diamante already. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see Kyros get back into his human form. Hopefully they take down Sugar and get a little bit more of that Pica, Luffy, Zoro fight, because I want to see what's up with that. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.